at fields such as banking and even the automotive industries, there are a lot more leaders there that are female than there are in hospitality. Why do you think hospitality is off the mark on this front?
I think about my career. I started in food and beverage and in the kitchens, and there weren't too many women back then, and it was 17 to 20-hour days. And what drove me through my operations years was just the adrenaline of operations.
Right.
Because it wasn't fun all the time, and it was a lot of hard work, backbreaking work. Mm-hmm. And I think for many other industries, and for many people who don't get that adrenaline rush from working 20 hours a day, that this industry is off limits. From a corporate perspective, I think once I moved to the corporate offices, I realized there's a whole different world in hospitality that may be open to the same profile of women that go into other industries, and I don't think we talk about that as much, and I don't think it's as accessible in terms of hospitality, and we have to do a better job of that.
In our company, I think, we recently hired a female general manager, really top talent. We hired her in October. She was giving birth in December. But we recognized the talent that was there. And I think the more we can support and help change that mindset, we'll be able to move forward.
It's an important point, yes, for sure. Minaz?
I think that in the past, we haven't been open to doing that and having enlightened leadership. Mm-hmm. We had a situation whereby we accepted Ritz-Carlton to promote their number 2 person at the Hotel Arts in Barcelona to general manager. And then a week later, she calls me and she says, listen, I'm pregnant. I know you've accepted us, but if you don't want me to be GM, I understand. And I says, what do you mean you understand? I expect you to be back after the baby is born, and I know you'll do well. And she actually had given up that we would actually agree to her being a general manager. Today, that lady is a regional vice president for Marriott in Asia.
How do you measure, develop, retain, and advance women in your company? So what specifically are you doing to measure change?
If it starts at the board level, then they ask management for a plan, like Marriott did. And you see, he said they started in 1989. They were way ahead of everybody else. In 1999, they had a women initiative. That was way ahead of everybody. So it takes time, but you need enlightened boards that really pushes the buttons.
Like all of our KPIs, how do we measure? It starts by setting achievable goals. And that's something that we've started this year. Sebastian Bazin, who is the CEO of Accor Hotels, is very passionate about diversity and inclusion. And there is a program called Women at Accor Hotels Generation. And every single one of our 4,000 hotels around the world has a Women at Accor Hotels Generation Committee. And so we have this senior sponsorship right at the top. And in our region, we have set goals, which is headed up, many of you know Heather McCrory, who heads up our operations. She's our executive sponsor. And so our goal that we set for this year was to fill 35% of all vacant leadership positions at the supervisory level and above with women. We've been tracking it, and to date, I checked before our conference, we've actually exceeded our goal, and we've filled 46% of all vacant positions this year.
We shouldn't be afraid to identify the talent at a very early age, because they're young women. I mean, they're young men, of course, also, but young women. We're talking about women, right?
Right?
Okay, so they're young women that you can tell very soon that they have great potential, and you should, right at this, well, this is what we try to do, talk to them about it, really put them on the track very early, and then we can train them and we can sort of help them to, yeah.
Do you believe that we should legislate diversity and make it mandated, or do you feel that, you know, the industry can move on this issue on its own?
How to mandate diversity would be, how do you define it?
Right.
Because once you start to peel back the layers of the onion, it's very diverse. Diverse is diverse. But the transparency, I think, is key. How are we reporting back? And then there's a degree of accountability at that point.
Why has it been so challenging for women to break the glass ceiling?
Many times you will approach a woman and offer her a challenge, and the first reaction will be, "Oh, no, I don't think I'm there yet," you know? And if you're being offered, you're there. I mean, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but you'll learn. You obviously have the capacity to do it, so go ahead and do it.